Hi again, Panther fans, and welcome into this week's Press Box Preview. Dave Cohen, the radio voice of the Panthers, coming to you from our illustrious radio booth here at Georgia State Stadium. Quick reminder, we'll be back here next week for Georgia State's next home football game. We'll have Western Michigan here at the stadium. We'll tell you a little bit more about that in just a moment. It's Memphis week for head coach Sean Elliott and the Georgia State Panthers. Panthers looking to bounce back from the loss in Raleigh at NC State last week. And remember, this is a game that Georgia State was supposed to play last year here at the stadium. It was supposed to be week 3 coming out of that Penn State game, but because of the bad weather down in Florida, the American Athletic Conference ended up canceling not only Georgia State's game with Memphis, but University of Central Florida's game with Maine to make sure that both UCF and Memphis could get in the conference game. So this is the return game from what should have been a home game last year. And it's going to be in front of a nationally televised audience. First time Georgia State will have played on the main ESPN channel. That'll be coming up with a 7 o'clock kick on Friday night, airtime 6:30 if you're with us on the radio in Atlanta on 92.9 The Game and 88.5 FM WRAS. Couple of news and notes from this one. How about that performance by wide receiver Devin Gentry up in Raleigh on Saturday? 5 catches, 83 yards. Devin had the big 46-yard reception that set up Georgia State's early and only touchdown. It was the 8-yard carry by the freshman running back Destin Coates into the right corner of the end zone that put Georgia State up on the Wolfpack early 7-0. And congratulations to Destin Coates. Freshman scores his first touchdown. Also congratulations to another one of the freshmen, quarterback Quavian White comes up with his first collegiate interception. Second interception for the Georgia State defense on the season. So looking forward to this one. Georgia State on the road to take on the Memphis Tigers. News and notes for Georgia State football as they get ready to take on the Memphis Tigers on Friday night. Again, a 7 o'clock kick, 6:30 airtime. It'll be the second meeting ever for Georgia State, and a team from the American Athletic Conference played the Houston Cougars in Houston back in 2011. How about a little bit about Memphis? They're 1-1, as is Georgia State. Memphis picked to repeat as champions of the AAC Western Division. A couple of player highlights. Quarterback Brady White in 2 games, 37 of 53 in the air, 5 touchdowns. He's been intercepted once. Completion percentage at 70%. They've got a pretty good running back as well. Darrell Henderson currently leads FBS football, averaging just over 13 yards a carry. Of course, that's a little skewed because of the huge numbers they put up against Mercer. You can't talk about going to Memphis without talking about barbecue. The Georgia State football radio crew plans on attending 2 barbecue restaurants if time allows while we're in Memphis, right across from the historic Peabody Hotel. Plan on going to Rendezvous. It's a famous restaurant in Memphis. We try to go there each and every time we're there with football and basketball. Again, that's right across from the Peabody. And a favorite of head basketball coach Ron Hunter, not far from Beale Street, is Central Barbecue. If you've never been there, it's really good. Basketball visits there every year when we stay in Memphis for the Arkansas State game. That is, again, not far from Beale Street, but located right behind the historic Lorraine Motel. So coming up Friday night, Georgia State and Memphis at the Liberty Bowl, 7 o'clock kick Eastern time. If you're with us on the radio, 6:30 on 92.9 The Game and 88.5 FM WRAS. Next time we talk here on the Press Box Preview, Western Michigan will be here at the Georgia State Stadium. Tickets available online. Visit GeorgiaStateSports.com. You can also call the Georgia State Athletics ticket office at 404-413-4020. Let's get out of Memphis with a W. We'll talk to you here next week before Western Michigan. Dave Cohen with the Press Box Preview from the stadium. I'll talk to you on the radio.